1990 Ford Transit ice cream van. We'll go and have a look at the inside and everything in a little while. We'll start by having a look at the outside. This one was driven down to us from Berwick, so that's about an hour away. Start on this driver's side. If you look down the side, it is nice and straight all the way down there. Obviously, if you know this era Transit, they can be quite bad for rot. If we start on this front driver's arch, inside that arch itself is nice and sharp all the way around. Got a couple of little marks and bubbles in the paint there, which actually just looks like it's air behind the paint, to be fair. It doesn't look like it's corrosion coming through. You can get your hand behind it. It's nice and sharp all the way around there. This seam, it's got a bit of ingrained dirt in it, but it hasn't cracked and it's not bubbling up with rust. So the rest of the arch, nice and tidy. We're on decent tyre, steel wheel and hubcap. There's a jazzier set of hubcaps inside the van as well. I'll show you those in a second. Rest of that front arch nice and tidy. Stripes going all the way down, are straight and even. Coming down this side, there's a little crack in the paint just here. There's another one just there at the bottom of the window. Coming up this A-pillar, again, that's nice and tidy. It's not caked in stone chips or anything like that. Along this section of the door is all good. Rest of the door is nice and tidy. We've got a little mark around the near the steering lock. Or near the door lock, sorry. Bottoms of the doors are good. They're not sort of rotted out or anything like that. You can see from the inside as well. Nice and clean in there. We'll have a look at the step and everything when we open the door. Again, normally around here you get a bit of trapped moisture coming through, which causes corrosion. This one's all good. Your glass is nice and clear on this side as well. And then you move back onto the sort of the ice cream body, if you like. We'll have a look along the sill on this side. And you can see nice and tidy underneath, actually, really good. Appreciate it's dark, but you can see the sills nice and straight along there. See all that exhaust. All nice and tidy under there. No real marks to notice on this section. It's got double-sided serving, so you can do both sides, nice and efficient. All the glass is clean and clear. Excuse me. That's me. Right, coming along the bottom here, where the stainless section, you would think you get a bit of trapped moisture and some corrosion in there, but this one's all nice and clean along there. Again, if we look back down this side, that's all good. Around this arch, nice and clean all the way around. Another good wheel and tyre. Does have its Mr. Whippy logo across the top there. But as far as branding goes, that's the only bit, so rebranding would be very easy. Coming round on the back, both tail lights are nice and clean and bright. There's no marks, it's not had any corners knocked off it. There's a very light crack in the fiberglass just there. Other side, it's nice and tidy. We do have this storage locker here as well, which we'll show you here while we're there. If I can unravel the key, there we go. So decent size. Got vents on both sides because you've got your chiller units there with your controls. Nice and dry in there as well. So this is who built it. So it was built by David Cummings Limited in Crewe. I would say it's been in service up until very recently. Just given by the prices on there, I think that's about the current price, £2.50, something like that. Depending on where you are in the country, northeast, that's about right. So I would say that's fairly recent. Coming round onto the passenger side, which looks like it's been used as the main service side. Nice and clean coming down this side. Again, this arch is all good all the way around. Another good wheel and tyre. Pop the camera underneath from this side. You see tanks and things like that. Nothing to whinge about there. Little sort of chip here and there and scratch, but generally very, very tidy, very presentable. All the glass on this side, nice and clean and clear. Same with all this stainless trim. And then moving forward, you've got your chillers and things on this side, so you've got your vents. Around the vents, all nice and tidy. Unlock that door, we'll have a look at the bottom of the door on this side. There we go. Bottom of the door is nice and solid. Got a little mark there that's sort of bubbled up slightly, and there's a bit of surface rust on this step. If I stand on it, there's no flex or anything at all. It's nice and sharp. Got your plaques here for your Ford, for your Transit plaque. You can see the back side of the sink and everything there as well. And then coming forward, front arch is sharp all the way around, but we do have a little bit of bubbling starting on the top, which one's addressed before it gets any worse. Round on the front, both headlights and indicators are bright and clear. Very few stone chips, you've got one or two here or there. The rest of the bonnet's all nice and clean. On the bottom of the windscreen is all good. Tiny bit of delamination in the centre there. Really common on this Euro Transit, but generally very good there. And then that whole roof section, all nice and tidy. Like I say, it's got the little Mr. Whippy branding, but it'll be very easy to redo that. Going on to the interior, pop the bonnet while we're here. This side, this step, lovely and clean again. Can put some weight on it. If it can take my weight, it can take just about anything, to be fair. Door card on this side, nice and clean. And then your seat is like a blue vinyl. The seam has split there, but it's gone along the seam. It won't stitch back together. But other than that, nice and tidy. Steering wheel, no real signs of any wear to that one. This one's showing 56,000 miles. Again, if you check the description, wheel detail, service history, all that sort of stuff. Nice and tidy along the top of the dash. Got your controls for your what looks to be your tannoy, your sort of jingle system, all that sort of stuff. It's got a newer stereo in there. Got a plate with the height's a 9 foot tall at the highest point. It does have a window or a vent thing in the top, that'll be your highest point. 2 meters 90 centimeters, there you go. Again, we've just driven it onto the studio, no problem at all, through the doors. Nice practical size. Moving into the actual ice cream van section, you've got your sinks on the left, on the passenger side here, so one will be hands, one will be food prep. Soft serve machine, which we'll have a look at in a second. All this storage down the bottom. And you've got your chiller down here, which is lovely and clean. There's no funny smells or anything in here. It's obviously been kept well clean. You've got your cash drawer and your serving area. And then we've got freezers at the back, which again, it's quite difficult to see, but they're lovely and clean in there. They've obviously been well cared for. No nasty smells or anything. It does come with a little bit of stock, cups and things like that, non-perishable stuff. Nice and tidy down the back here and along this serving section side. And then we've got a Carpigiani, I'm guessing is how you pronounce it, it's probably wrong. Soft serve machine again, looks nice and clean and tidy. All the thermometers and everything in there as well. Like I said, we did have a set of Jazzy hubcaps should you want to put them on. We're going to have a look under the bonnet. And again, if you know this Euro Transit, pretty notorious for rot on the panels under here. This one we'll have a good look at if we can find the bonnet release. There we go. Made that look difficult. We'll just get that bonnet pinned up. Have to excuse some dodgy camera work for a second. Again, normally along this panel can be quite crunchy. This one, as you can see, is nice and tidy. All your foam inserts, everything in the right place. If you lift them up, you can see inner wings are nice and dry. There's no trapped moisture in there. You can see that one nice and clean there. No rust or anything coming through there. It's been parked here for a little while. It's not dropping any fluid on the floor. Like I say, it was driven down to us as well, which is always good. 2.5 litre diesel. I did notice I started to put it in here this morning. Starts on the button. Once we've taken some steering lock off. There we go. On the button, give a little rev, get rid of that battery light. Ticking over nice and happy, it's not chucking any smoke out or anything like that. So there you have it, 1990 Ford Transit ice cream van. Looks like it's ready to go out and start making some money. Any questions at all, please give us a shout. Thank you.